Hello, this is Paul Jasmine, and this is a quick video blog. That's my channel, so I don't have to pretend, and I also can say whatever I want to. Of course, I will have some moderation with the comments that I made, because I don't want to seem like too offensive. Anyway, so yeah, today it's June 22nd. The New York Senate session ended, and sadly they didn't consider the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act bill. As we already know, if you live in New York and if you're a transgender person, if you've been keeping up with the news, you probably know that the New York State Assembly has passed that bill 6 times. The latest one, they passed it in April 30 of this year. The bill of, for those who are not familiar with the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act, is a bill that will prohibit discrimination on the basis of gender identity and expression in employment, housing, public accommodation, and credit. Basically, it's a bill that will protect transgender people. And I've been a person that have been dealing with a lot of unemployment, and even though I'm very qualified for some jobs, I've been experiencing discrimination, in my opinion, because I'm transgender. I know I might be a little bit off from the stereotypical idea of what a woman is, but I'm probably not the only one that has dealt with that situation. It sucks when you have no money and you have expenses that you have to take care of on your own. And that's why I was doing a lot of activism during this year, because I feel that this bill is important, not only for me, but also for everybody in the transgender community. We already have some cities and also some counties in New York State that have passed laws that protect transgender people. However, these laws, they are scattered across New York State, and as such, there are places in New York State that they don't have this kind of protections for transgender people. And it's necessary, state-wise, to have a law like this. Even Puerto Rico passed a law similar to this that will prohibit discrimination in employment. However, Puerto Rico, I didn't like the fact that they left housing, public accommodations outside of the law, thanks in part to some religious groups that put too much pressure on the senators and the House of Representatives in Puerto Rico, because and by doing that they changed their minds to change the bill. That sucks. So also in Puerto Rico, you can not be denied employment for your gender identity, but you can still probably be denied housing, and you can be denied, you can get kicked out from a particular place because you're transgender, which is ridiculous. So also in Puerto Rico, the fight hasn't ended, in my opinion. And in Puerto Rico, eventually I hope that somebody decide to modify the original bill that was passed, because who fucking cares who you are? You are a human being. You should have the same rights like everybody else. If you want to live in a particular place, you should live in a particular place. It doesn't matter what you believe are. It doesn't matter what you think of my life, but I'm a human being, and that shouldn't be an issue for somebody to deny rent or deny somebody of being in a particular place for just being who they are. It's totally completely ridiculous, and it's wrong too. Anyway, putting Puerto Rico aside, my focus is New York State. The governor, Mr. Cuomo, had a lot of chances of telling the Senate and putting pressure on the Senate to pass this bill. He didn't do it. He was more into gay marriage passed, good saying, but honestly left the transgender community behind. He hasn't said anything to this date, and I hope eventually he can put pressure on the Senate, because we need that, When somebody telling the Senate that this is important, Second saying, the Senate didn't consider the bill. It's sad, a lot of the Independent Democratic Commission, or whatever it is, the IDC, that's what they go by. They didn't put the bill on the floor, which sucks. They should have done it, and they didn't do it. And and it really sucks, honestly. I'm lucky right now. I got a job. I've been working as a cashier for 3 months at the Home Depot, and I know that my company, being a large company as it is, has protection for gay and transgender people. The the policy in my company says that they don't discriminate due to sexual orientation or gender identity or an expression. So it's a good company. I'm happy that I got this job there because I was struggling. I didn't have a job. I was barely able to generate income to take care of myself. And I got lucky that one of my friends, he helped me. But honestly, it was tough. It's tough not having money, and 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 so this bill is needed. So um, it's sad that they didn't pass this bill, and I hope that eventually they could pass it again. They could consider it at least in the next session, because we need this kind of protections. Because there are other places, and it's that don't have this kind of protections, And even if there are those kind of protections, some companies may consider the local laws lesser than the state law. So they might, even that the county or the city might have a law that prohibits discrimination for gender identity or expression, people might still do it because they might think that they are not going to get enforced. So so we need this New York State to finally pass this law, and we need the Senate to act on this. Enough is enough. Like when you have your whole life, when you're trying to get your life straight, and having a job, trying to get ahead in living, but you don't have a law that will protect you. It's scary, and it has cost me, in my opinion, some jobs. And the sad part is, like, sometimes even employers may not tell you why they don't hire you. They can just say, like, oh, we found somebody that we feel is better qualified for the position, and they will never have to mention specifically why they didn't hire you. I haven't experienced that kind of discrimination, but it's pretty obvious, especially because I have my education, and as you people can see other videos that I have here where I show my education. My education in Puerto Rico is under my previous name, and I changed my name legally, so I'm still dealing with that kind of thing, and it's not fair, honestly. It really is not fair. Anyway, having said that, I hope that New York State eventually have this kind of protections, that the Senate stop whatever they are doing and set the priorities straight, because this is a very important issue, because we are denying people are discriminating against other human beings just for being who they are, and that shouldn't be happening, honestly. People are who they are, and being transgender is no different than being I don't know, like somebody else. We're all humans in the end, and it's sad that we have to experience this kind of things happening to us because people are not accepting, and if people are not going to be accepting, then the state has to get their whips out and force people to accept, to remind them that they cannot discriminate people like me, or like others that are transgender. So to New York State Senate and to the Assembly, which I hope that they pass the bill again at the next session, or maybe next year. It's time to do something about this. Enough is enough. Please pass the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act. And to the governor, you better start tagging and supporting transgender people. You were very vocal about supporting gay marriage, but you haven't been vocal about supporting transgender people. And guess what? We do exist, and we do live in New York State. I'm a New York citizen. I pay my taxes too. So I think you have to do something, because you have to be more vocal, because if the Senate's not going to act, you need to get need to get your voice up. Even Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, said that transgender people, it was a hot issue and it has to be acted on it. So, you cannot stay behind, Mr. Cuomo. You want to be president? get ahead of the vice president. You know, have your expression, have your commitment to help transgender people too, because we also exist and we are also human beings. You know, thank you for watching this video, and I hope that things change, and we'll see. I am not giving up. I have done a lot of activism this past year, and I'm planning to do more this upcoming year, hopefully. And maybe I will be more vocal. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I hope that I can get, you know, out there and help do my part in terms of helping New York State to pass the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act. Thank you for watching the video, and if you have any comments, questions, feel free to write me and I will try to answer them. Bye. For the organization